very good afternoon and welcome to UBC Lunchtime News on this 18th day of October 2023. I'm Loreen Masika Kazimoto here to bring you this lunchtime bulletin. Now we start off with our first headlining story this afternoon. The First Lady and Minister of Education and Sports, Mrs. Janet Museveni, has advised communities of Ntungamo district on how to maximize the benefits of the parish development model. The First Lady mentioned enterprises like goat rearing, highlighting its sustainability, especially for women who have access to grazing land. She explained that goats multiply rapidly and can be sold to generate income, which can be reinvested in larger ventures such as cow rearing. She also talked about growing beans and cited some women in Kanungu who are very hardworking and have greatly benefited from growing beans. We have the details.
The First Lady talked about enterprises like goat rearing, which she said is easy especially for women if they have land to graze them, because the goats multiply quickly, and when sold off, one can use the money to upgrade to a bigger enterprise like rearing a cow. She also talked about growing beans and cited some women in Kanungu who are very hardworking and have greatly benefited from growing beans.
Enterprise election ni chintu chikuru otsente twakora tutungi otutomu chintu ekyokumanya oti kwakuza kwaho emyezi eshatu ninja kuba nyine kinehirimo.
The First Lady was addressing stakeholders of the PDM program from Kajara County, who she met at Rashamiri Town Council Playground, and this was the beginning of her one-week monitoring of the implementation of the Parish Development Model Program in Ntungamo District, where she's also the NRM chairperson. The participants in the meeting included Kajara's Member of Parliament, Honorable Michael Timuzigu, and Ntungamo District Women MP, Honorable Jocelyn Bata Kamatenet, the LC5 Chairman, Mchunguzi Samuel, the RDC, Mchunguzi Geoffrey, and other political and technical leaders from Ntungamo District and the 5 sub-counties, 4 town councils, and the 33 parishes and wards in Kajara County, some of the PDM beneficiaries and opinion leaders. According to reports presented by the parish chiefs, the 33 parishes and wards in Kajara County have each received 117 million shillings in 3 disbursements since the national launch of the PDM strategy in February 2022. The disbursement rate to the beneficiaries currently stands at 75.3%.
Abantu bahereza miliyoni buri muntu nko ku guidance abenzi tugambira so abantu bitu bakabenefitinga kandi bariyo no bakora abamwe baguziremo mpunu abandi baguramu ebyetago byabo
17 tukazibahereza buri omara kutunga miliyoni tukafuna abakazi 45 abafunireze sente abashija 30 eminyeto 20 abakuziri 10 abino burema 12
bona abantu sente bakazitunga kandi bariyo nibakoraje ebintu biba zipiremu
ani ntura ninkundo kuhinga
Yego.
nabandi abatakani bakimangu nyonkundo kuhinga konka nkambuzire ntando ngeni hate nkajubona mpinjire kimwe bihimba.
In the status report presented by the Chief Administrative Officer Ntungamo, Mathias Ndifuna, the total amount of money received by the district is Ugandan shilling 13,870,000,000 shillings. And as of 29th September 2023, Parish Revolving Fund worth Ugandan shilling 9,257,320,000 had been disbursed to 9,265 beneficiary households. A balance of Ugandan shilling 944,650,000 is yet to be distributed. Among the challenges encountered during the implementation of the PDM in Ntungamo District were highlighted included lack of operational funds to monitor and evaluate the program, coupled with lack of transport means, lack of office facilities for the parishes, and lack of facilitation for the PDC and PDM circle leaders. The First Lady appreciated the stakeholders for the far they have gone in the implementation of the PDM. She informed them that since President Museveni became the leader of government, he has been trying hard to get means of helping all the people of Uganda to get out of poverty by not only working for consumption, but also income. She explained that the number of people who cannot support themselves at all has been reducing with time and is now at 39%, and the Parish Development Model Program was started targeting these people.
tukagira ngu esente ezihati zitatungwa kandi bariya ababeire batungire entandikwa ababeire batungire eza World Creation ababeire batungire ikindi esente ezihati zahari aba bantu ababeire bataine ekibatungireho ngu nabo bakatandika bagira okubabasa kwerwa omu bworo.
Mrs. Museveni said that while in exile in Tanzania, she was among those people who could not support themselves because she had no job and no source of income to feed the family. Therefore, she knows what it means and how painful it is to have a family to look after, and yet you have no source of income.
Mbweni weteekateeka omukazi oyina abaana bana otaine murumo n'omushaija atariho niwe wenka oyine kureeba ngu abaana aba barya bajwara bashoma babaho nimanya eki kikumanyisa.
She encouraged Ugandans to take advantage of the NRM government's programs to ensure that even those 39% who do not have any source of income also get out of this situation and become better. Reporting for UBC, Baguma William.
Now, UPDF have launched the hunt for the suspected ADF rebels who killed tourists in Queen Elizabeth National Park. The Ministry of Defense spokesperson, Brigadier General Felix Kulaije, confirms stringent measures and checks erected to capture ADF remnants sneaking into Uganda. These suspected ADF attackers killed 2 tourists, one from the United Kingdom and one from South Africa, and a Ugandan tour guide. We have more.
At around 1840 hours, suspected ADF terrorists killed 2 tourists and the driver of the tourist vehicle, which they also banned. During the attack, along Katunguru, this incident occurred along Katunguru, Mwea, Katwe Road, in Queen Elizabeth National Park. UPDF forces are pursuing the terrorists and they will account for their acts. ADF has tried to intensify retaliatory attacks after being hit hard inside the DRC by our air component. We shall even increase the pressure on them, and the ways of protecting our people from the terrorist acts are on. The population is therefore requested to be vigilant and cooperate with our forces, especially in areas along our frontiers with DRC. Now the highway is fully under control. These are just sleeping. They sleep through because they are in a small group of about 5. So they can afford to hide from detection, hit, and then run. That's what they did the other time on the road. That's what they have done this time. So it's not about the highway not under control. The highway is usable. It's only that these are isolated incidents.
Right, the spokesperson right there, Brigadier General Felix Kulaije, telling Ugandans to be more vigilant. Now, security forces have deployed extensively at the Queen Elizabeth National Park, now the site of last evening's suspected terror attack where 2 foreign tourists and a Ugandan tour guide were tragically murdered and their tour van set ablaze. Now, according to our reporter, the crime scene has been cordoned off and police forensic officers are collecting samples to assist with the investigations.
When there is security consciousness, we normally tell our people, please go to bed early. But this time they did not need even someone to tell them, please go to bed early. I can say that by 8 almost, nightlife was, we were in limbo. Not even a bird was singing by 8. So people were already security conscious.
The first person who arrived was the OC station. After 15 minutes, also they were trying also to mobilize.
Now, tour operators are concerned about increased insecurity in Western Uganda. They claim this is threatening their business and are already registering cancellations from earlier booked tour trips. Last evening's attack on two tourists and the driver of a tourist vehicle in Nyamunoka along Katwe Road is the latest attack suspected to have been carried out by ADF rebels.
The word rebels, it is not a good word, because once you mention rebels, it is really big that it is a threat for sure, because as far as I know, there is no serious investigation that has gone to say rebels. This is hindering our industry, because now some of us have been booked already, especially with the Queen Elizabeth, but if we are to lose, some are going to cancel the bookings, others are going to relocate with the bookings, and others are not going to appear. So as I talk, we really don't know what is going to happen, but we are here waiting, but it is already a threat.
So as a tour company, who does the responsibility of security fall on? Is it you as a tour company or the parks that they are going to travel in?
Of course, both of us are concerned, but mostly the country has to provide the best security, because when I talk about the Queen Elizabeth, it has the UPDF inside the park. It has the UPDF and the rangers. That alone, that is safety. But now this incident happened outside the park along Katwe Road. I think you all know. Literally, that one is really out of, I would say I'm protecting my industry, because it is really not in our concern too much, because at least for us we protect the inside of the park. So now that concerns the police outside the park.
All right, now the UPDF launched a hunt for the suspected ADF rebels who killed tourists in Queen Elizabeth National Park. The Ministry of Defense spokesperson Brigadier General Felix Kulajik did confirm the stringent measures and checks erected to capture ADF remnants sneaking into Uganda. Now, these suspected ADF attackers killed 2 tourists, one from the United Kingdom and another from South Africa, including a Ugandan tour guide.
But yesterday in the evening, at about 1840 hours, the terrorists of ADF struck in the National Park of Queen Elizabeth along Katunguru, Katwe Road, hitting a tourist vehicle, killing 2 tourists. This morning, from last night, we inserted in assets, both physical and technical, to hunt down these fellows, and we are on the trail. The assurance I have that the joint team of Uganda UPDF combatants, Uganda Police and the Wildlife Authority, plus the technical assets, have been deployed to ensure that these attackers are hunted down and killed. However, I want to assure the tourism industry that the country is secure and safe, albeit this isolated incident They hoped to divert us from Operation Shujaa. That's why they attacked that vehicle last week and then this one. But certainly we shan't be diverted. We have sufficient resources to deal with the terrorists both inside the country and in the neighboring country where they are. We have measures. First of all, we have units deployed along the border. Okay? And that's why they are only able to infiltrate small groups of 5, 6. Okay? And like I have indicated, they hoped this would divert us from inside Congo to come back. So that they are relieved of the pressure we have mounted. So you are right, we have mounted pressure, but we have also deployments this side of the border to ensure that these attacks are mitigated or stopped.
Pay or shop with MTN Momo and get cashback every week. It's free of charge.
Wano nno tuli Bukoto era lero wetugenda okugaba pichipichi yaffe eri omwanguzi waffe wano wetuze.
I'm so excited and I'm sure even all the people, all the staff at Kwaliwath are all excited. We thank you very, very much.
Myaka 25 nga MTN ewereza naye nga buli week tugaba pichipichi 5.
Very, very excited. I'm excited about MTN giving back to its customers. I'm really grateful. Thank you so much, MTN.
The fact that we have won really shows that people like Mama. Their services are really nice. MTN, your services are okay. The network is good. We are satisfied.
Chikola sense ne?
Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#.
Juko.
Yo.
Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the Parish Development Model PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a poultry project, and now things are moving.
Juko. I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't leave you in poverty. What you do, just visit your LC2 chairperson and your parish chief and start the process of economic transformation. Just like that. The Parish Development Model is an initiative from the government of Uganda through the Ministry of Local Government designed to transform all lives of Ugandans for the better. PDM, my parish, my development, my life.
So, you are ready to invest in Airtel's initial public offering? Good choice. I'm going to show you how to do it straight from your phone. First, you're going to want to make sure you have a Securities Central Depository SCD account. Dial *185*85# from your Airtel number. Choose Airtel IPO purchase from the available options. Enter your valid national identification number when prompted. Before you purchase, there are a few things you need to know. The minimum purchase is 2,500 shares. The share price is 100 Uganda shillings. Select the number of shares you wish to purchase. Choose your relevant broker for the purchase. Enter your Airtel Money PIN to confirm the transaction. Congratulations! You receive a confirmation message of your successful purchase.
Welcome back from that break, and we're glad that you're still with us here in UBC Lunchtime News. I'm Lorraine Masika Kazimoto. Now, the President, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, has released a statement via his Twitter handle on the recent incident, the murder at Queen Elizabeth National Park, and it reads as follows. Fellow Ugandans, especially the Bazukulu, yesterday, the 17th of October 2023, we had a most unfortunate and infuriating incident in the Queen Elizabeth National Park. A couple of tourists and a Ugandan driver with them were killed at around 16 hours on the Katwe Kabatoro Maram Road, with a small group of terrorists running away from our operations in Congo. As I had shared with you in a previous message, it was a cowardly act on the part of the terrorists attacking innocent civilians, and tragic for the couple who were newlyweds and visiting Uganda on their honeymoon. Of course, these terrorists will pay with their own wretched lives. However, killing these individuals will not bring them back to life. These wonderful friends of Uganda who had chosen our country for their honeymoon out of the 193 countries of the world. Our High Commission in the UK will reach out to their families and provide whatever support is necessary in this tragic situation. More importantly, the UPDF, the police, the UA and intelligences should ensure these mistakes do not happen again and that ADF is wiped out. The wiping out is moving very well. What needs to be done is to ensure that the remnants do not commit these atrocities. That is why I congratulate again the Wananchi, the police and other agencies on preventing the bombing of Bunamwaya, Kayanja's church and the churches in Chibibi, Butambala. There were a few gaps in the handling of these remnants. UWA was guarding tourists once they were in the park. However, apparently the tourists were arriving and departing individually. It is this gap that they used. Secondly, the UPDF has been using one form of tracking these fugitive groups from Congo, Kafuata, Nwayo, following their tracks. And there are more reliable ways of tracking, which we have discussed with the army. The terrorists will be defeated, like Konyo was defeated, and the cattle rustlers that have been killing people in Karamoja and the surrounding districts, or those that were cutting people with pangas in Masaka. May their souls rest in eternal peace. Signed, Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. Now, the 7th Nile Basin Development Forum held at the Speak Resort in Munyonyo has concluded with the riparian states reaching an agreement to enhance resilience in the face of activities that could pose a climate threat. This significant event was presided over by the First Deputy Prime Minister, Rebecca Kadaga.
The 7th Nile Basin Development Forum commenced on the 16th to the 17th of October 2023. It brought together representatives of all the Nile Basin countries with the goal of fostering a common understanding of the status of water resources, addressing shared challenges and devising solutions for these challenges.
During this 7th NBDF, we come from every corner of the Nile Basin to discuss, share experience, dialogue, debate and deliberate on the critical issues that face our resource, shared resource, the River Nile. The Nile is not just a source of life and livelihood, it's a symbol of the ties that bind us all together. We have reaffirmed that the future of the Nile Basin rests not just in the hands of one nation, but in the collective commitment of all its shareholders, stakeholders.
In attendance were ministers in charge of water and foreign affairs in the Nile riparian countries, parliamentarians and participants from the Nile Basin countries who strongly hinted on the need to protect the shared water resources.
You can have, you see the rain fall for 1 month in only 2 days. But the amount is higher, but also the variability, which is very critical for the countries. You see, for agriculture, very critical for also the reservoirs, the dams and other uses, navigation and hydropower and other uses. So the variability is very critical. You see the mindset of most of the people is that you see it is only the amount of water that is going to create the impact, the significant impact. But in reality, the variability is very harmful, even more.
Participants from this 7th Nile Basin Development Forum also shared their experience.
Participants share their ideas about how to deal and how to manage and how to develop our shared water resource here. And they are thinking about the future of the basin and how they ensure the equitable utilization of shared water resource, and how to facilitate the peaceful cooperation between riparian countries. And also one of the recommendations is to improve the participation of non-state actors in decision-making process here in Nile Basin Initiative.
The Nile Basin Development Forum is a high-level regional event organized every 3 years by the Nile Basin Initiative. Mariona Wuri, UBC.
Mbakemye lubona mubaire muri kolati
ndije kulagira ono ngeri jiba kwayo kumbaga ya mwene ngwakozesa momope
eisimu eriwa je buliko
tola yesimu wena nakobye ironi geisimu tobulira
eisimu yini
niga sita ndala mukaga 5 sita 3 otewe ashi onige yes balese chawo
balese merchant code je balisaba mama kali bati
kayo buzono wachi tamu nsanvu mirundi 3
balisaba
tamu sente dewe
amount baleta
mobile money
bali kunsaba pini
ebucha utampiniyo
iwa imwe sasula
aye baba embaga ya mwene mwekuoniza
Pay or shop with MTN Momo and get cashback every week. It's free of charge. Use the Momo app or dial *165*3#.
Welcome back from that break, and now into the business scene. 64 additional local businesses have been considered for seed funding worth 4.8 billion Uganda shillings under the National Social Security Fund Innovation Program, dubbed High Innovator. This will bring the number of businesses that have benefited from the program to 306 since its inception in 2021.
So our program essentially is to try and get businesses to be more formal so that they can contribute to NSSF. And if they contribute to NSSF, that means that more people will have a chance of having a retirement income. When you formalize your business, you find it easier to raise money, to grow your business. You find it easier to get systems to support your business. And that means it's easier to employ people and pay them well. So that is the main motivation that NSSF started this program. But now let's look at it from the perspective of the entrepreneur. What is the entrepreneur finding difficult in terms of growing their business? And when we look at it, there are two key things. The first is that when you start a business and it is young, you need enough time to find your customers, you need enough time to grow your distribution channels and things like that. So many times, most businesses don't get that time. And why don't they get that time? Because they run out of money. So this program is essentially to help businesses afford them more time and also give them some money to give them a boost.
Over the years, honestly, we've seen an improvement in the quality of entrepreneurs. And I think it's because now the entrepreneurs and the market are starting to understand what we look out for in terms of their level of readiness. So we've even had some entrepreneurs self-select and say, I am not ready for this call, but I will apply for the next opportunity. Most importantly, we've seen that we need to double down on helping them access markets better in terms of how they really distribute their products and push them out to market. The other thing that we've learned is to create more time for them to actually grow with us in the process. The support we're offering, we have to deepen our support in terms of moving beyond the 75 million and linking them up to financial institutions to help them do more. And those are the aspects that we are currently addressing in terms of growing the program.
My name is Elina Bagaine, a director of Dolphins Agribusiness Cluster. We actually, you can see we are the oldest people here. So we are so excited. We are told that I think originally we are 322 and then 200 and 10. So you can imagine Even as old as we are not eliminated because of our age or what. We are competing with these young people, so it means that we are still energetic and we still have, the skills and the energy. And we even believe that even this one, the last one, the due diligence, we shall go through it because we are committed to work. We love our what we are doing.
Total Energies and its partners have recognized and awarded multiple innovative teams that participated in a recent hackathon, and this reaffirms their crucial role in assessing the feasibility of Uganda's electric mobility sector. The awarded ceremony picked of Total Energies Uganda's collaboration with Outbox Uganda to award over 25 million Uganda shillings supporting research in the sector. Total Energies and partners acknowledge innovators in Uganda's electric mobility sector. Take a look.
So the motivation was to stimulate innovation, was to really foster all the energy that are present here in Uganda among, I would say, the young generation of data scientists, talented data scientists, and to stimulate them through a case study that will be of interest for the future. I mean, for Kampala, for Uganda, or for any other big cities around the world.
And now to the world of sports. Uganda suffered their second international friendly loss in a space of days, failing to former African champions Zambia in a match held in the United Arab Emirates. The Uganda Cranes have been using these friendlies as part of their preparations for the FIFA 2026 World Cup qualifiers set to kick off next month.
Recent defeat, the Uganda Cranes faced another setback in their October international break, this time against Zambia at the Al Hamira Sports Club Stadium in the UAE on Tuesday night. This friendly match was intended to aid interim head coach Morley Biekwaso's men in their ongoing preparations for the upcoming FIFA 2026 World Cup qualifiers for Africa, scheduled to commence next month. Saudi Arabia-based player Fashion Sakala's goal was sandwiched by Leicester City striker Patson Daka's brace on the night. In European football, England and France both secured their spots in the UEFA Euro 2024 championships next summer. England's Marcus Rashford and Harry Kane, who scored twice, contributed to a 3-1 victory over Italy. Meanwhile, France, led by Benjamin Pavard, Kylian Mbappe and Kingsley Coman, defeated Scotland with a score of 4-1. The next international break is set to take place in mid-November 2023. Attention now turns back to club football this weekend across all continents. Marsha Miro, UBC News.
And with that, UBC Lunchtime News comes to a close. Thank you so much for your company. Do enjoy much more of UBC TV's programming. I'm Lorraine Masika Kazimoto. Good afternoon.
UBC, inspiring Uganda. Pick of the day on UBC.
Every Wednesday, 10 p.m. on your public broadcaster.
Was brought to you by
MTN Momo Pay is the easy way to pay. Dial *165*3# or use the MTN Momo app. You don't need cash. MTN Momo Pay is safe and free.
Juko.
Yo.
Check the shopping, man. What's your secret?
Haven't you heard of the Parish Development Model, PDM?
Yes, I did, but I thought it was just a talk.
No, Sebatia. It is real. I and a few friends together formed a circle, accessed money from the PDM, invested in a poultry project, and now things are moving.
Joko, I thought I was one of your friends.
You are.
But you left me behind.
I didn't